2 of us, so I kind of had it planned out. Since there's just 2 of us, you can make it a little bigger. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. We got a little stuff to cover, a few things to cover before we get to that point. All right, so this is SketchUp Part 2. It's based on the Part 1 class, of course, which you guys have had, which is awesome. And it's going to prepare you for prepping an object or a 3D object that you've created, prepping it for 3D printing, okay? Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is, let's see, select this template, feet in inches, start using SketchUp. Okay, now we're inside. Whoops. Let me actually get rid of that because I need to use the other version. Sorry. Sorry, kids. I didn't mean to do that. Alright. I need to use the same version you guys are using.
They have a hack to make that chicken nude.
I do. Okay, let's see.
You do?
I mean, not too hard. This is like some Leisure Suit Larry stuff going on here, man.
It's driving me crazy that I can't.
Oh, you know, you can like, we could color it all flesh tone, you know.
No, I'm talking about sitting clicking my mouse.
Why do you think she's hot, or
she could be.
it's hard to know. I mean, she doesn't really have a face.
You'd save money on trash bags.
She could. I mean, it's like she doesn't have a face. It's like the chimp attack victim, you know. All right. So first things first, we need to get that 3-button mouse stuff going on. So here's what we need to do. Down here in the lower right corner of my screen, I'm not exactly sure where it's going to be on yours, but it'll be down on the bottom on the dock. There's the system preferences. You guys know where that is? It's a little silver gear. Richard gear.
Says measurements.
No, sir. It's a silver gear at the bottom of the dock. Okay, do you see where I am? Like it looks like an app. It's a silver square with a gear in it.
Not here.
You don't have system preferences on the bottom?
I have measurements.
Right there.
Yeah, I figured. Okay. Now.
Mouse.
All right. So inside there, go to mouse. And then it should say primary, secondary, hopefully. But make the middle one the wheel, the sphere. Little spherical dude in there. Make that button 3, if you wouldn't mind.
Are we? I thought this was all preset. No.
These are brand new computers, John. Yeah, they are preset. They're preset by Apple, the Apple way, which does not have that 3rd
We
button.
didn't do this over the last class.
These are new.
John,
We had new computers.
no, we didn't.
Yes, we did. Right? No?
I don't know. Do you work here now, or do I work here? I don't know. What do you think? I don't know.
I know I don't work here.
It's because they're new computers. So, all right, and we're done with that. We don't need that anymore. So, press that middle button down. You should be able to do this. Whee! Get dizzy. Is that good? Roll that wheel.
Yeah, I was wondering why that didn't work. I was trying to do that while I was waiting for you to get started.
Sorry. I got your back. We'll get it. All right. So, we can do that now. Everything else should be good. There's one other thing that we need to do. Okay. You can leave the instructor up if you wish. We're gonna.
I forgot how you rotate her.
What do you mean?
Like make her turn around.
Make her turn, or
Click on that middle mouse.
you
and hold
orbit the
shift.
camera?
Click on the middle mouse and then click
Yeah.
on shift.
Are you clicking on the middle mouse button and then moving your mouse while holding the button down?
I think he's expecting.
Are you gonna answer, or
Yeah, I see. I see. I was using the left.
okay? No, left click is basically left click. I mean, it'll bring up some options sometimes. I'm sorry, right click is right. Never
We're on a
mind.
tangent real quick before you get started.
Do what now?
How do you bring in an image again? Draw a square and add a face? I'm sorry, I know I'm like.
Well, if you want to do that, there's a couple ways. You you could go to File, Import, and then at the bottom, see where it says SketchUp files? You're going to want to change that to like JPEG so it knows what to look for.
So like if I want to put a paper bag over her head, I already found the paper bag. So
Oh man, I really hope this audio is... Anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, but just like how, okay, any image, like, yeah, I just want to put, never mind, I know that's not related to print, so I'll
did what I said make sense?
Yeah.
That's how you do it. I mean,
what about, as a
look, I'll just...
painting something, like if you want the image to be bricks and you have a picture of bricks, can you do that?
Yes. Yes. We could talk about that if we have time, but...
Oh, wait, okay, we'll get there later.
But,
That was the first class.
it's not something that focuses on printing, so... but we can get to... Just ask me in a minute, and...
Okay.
Yeah, it's not super hard. I'll show you how to make a texture. Okay. Now, John, you good with this?
Yeah.
Good with this? Now, are you good with this?
That's the part I can't get to work.
All right. It's easy. Got to use both hands. Get that other hand up on the keyboard.
Oh, she's going left right now.
Now, what you need to do that, okay, is you're pressing down the middle mouse button with one finger on one hand, and then you're also simultaneously holding down the shift button with the other hand, and you will pan. You will kind of scoot her around. That's what you want to do. Okay. Now, time to start learning some new things. So the first thing that I'm going to kind of review tonight is going to be groups and components, because they can be super, super handy for a lot of different reasons. Okay. For one thing, they can really, really, really help you to organize things. They can help you to mirror things. We're going to do a mirroring. We're going to do all kinds of stuff. Now, for one other thing that we all need to do real fast before we get going too far is go up to View, Tool Palettes, Large Tool Set, please. Okay?
Yeah, I just know how to do that because I was trying to rotate my bag.
Okay, you want that out. Okay? And let's see, the next thing that we need to do is
there a way to force it to go? To rotate, that's still struggle with that.
well, there is a way to force it to go on a certain axis.
Yeah, how is it again? 'Cause I want
You have to-
one
it's
red, one green.
It's the arrow keys,
Oh yeah, you told me that.
up, down, left, and right. It's a very handy little trick. Okay, now, where was I? All right, we also need to open the components window. So let's go up to Window, and then down to Components. Check that. Turn that on. Boom. Yeah, we got our components. Notice she's a component, Lisa Ann, because check it out. She's in a group, right? Go ahead, right-click on her, guys. You should get a menu pop up, didn't you? Okay? See Explode? I want you to click it. And now, look, all the separate pieces in there. There's a bunch. See how small some of them are? But she is just a piece of cardboard, right? There's also something about the component now that she's not a component, she's not going to continually face us. That's something, that's a setting that you can put onto a component. So let's actually make our own component out of some.
Mine still continuously faces me.
Did you explode her?
Yes.
Are you sure? Can you click individual pieces? Can you get just her face?
No.
Then you did not explode her. You need to right click and then click explode, and then she won't face you.
Well, explode is grayed out because I've already clicked it.
Do you have her selected?
Yes.
Is there a big blue box around her?
No.
Okay, you don't have her selected. You need to select her with the select tool, which is the very first tool.
That's one more. I mean, it's the black arrow, right?
Yes.
Then you draw a box around her.
Yes.
You let go of it,
Yes.
but it doesn't stay there.
There should be a blue box around her now. Is there not?
Am I supposed to, do I left click to get it?
Well, yes, you left click to do this, but there should be a blue box around her now.
Yeah, I did everything you said, but it doesn't stay up there.
What's it?
The box that I draw around her does not stay.
The box is never going to stay. Okay? Check it out. Okay, she's grouped again. Look, all you got to do is click on her. All you got to do is click on a component. Anywhere on the component, you're going to select the whole thing. You don't have to do this.
It deselects her when I do that.
Are you on this tool right here?
Yes.
It deselects her when you click on her.
And I draw the box around her, the box, first of all, the lines around the box are black.
Yeah.
And then she turns blue. And
Okay. Cool. Now, where was I?
I don't know, but mine's not going to be white if I can't see the blue box. Right?
She's a component.
She's a component, and you can explode her, okay? John?
Already did that.
Yeah. I'm just saying, this is like as easy as it's going to get tonight, so hopefully this won't be too tough coming on, okay? All right. Just pay close attention, and if you need to ask a question, just ask me, okay? Now, I want everyone to grab the rectangle tool. You guys remember that one, right? It's an old favorite. Looks like a rectangle. Okay, and let's draw a rectangle on the ground. We're gonna get real basic here, folks. And before we get too carried away, I want you to go back to the select tool. And I want you to play around with selecting the different parts of this rectangle. So notice you can click on the sides, click in the middle. How many separate entities are there in here?
5.
Very good. You're right. And they're each separate, right? Well, when we group this, which we're going to do in a minute, they will not be separate anymore. They will be a group. So, but actually, before we do that, we're going to further complicate things, because, you know, I like things complicated. I want you to go to the push-pull tool. Remember that one? Right here in the middle on the right side. Looks like a pizza box with a red arrow above it. Everybody see that? What do y'all think?
What do you want us to push and pull?
I want you to just grab this. I'm sorry. I just want you to grab that and pull it up.
Push and pull on Lisa Ann, she looks like a dolly.
Well, let's not. But let's push-pull on a
I've got it.
cube. You got a cube? Okay. How you doing back there, John?
4, okay.
All right. 10-4. Now, now how many different parts do we have? A lot, right? I don't even think you need to count it. Now, there's a couple different ways to select this cube, okay? And I'm just going to review them. You guys know that one. Do you know the other one? Triple click. All right, now this particular group isn't going to look that different. We're going to make the group now. I want everybody to go up to Edit. And let's do Make Group. I'm not making a component yet. We're going to make a group because we're going to look at the differences. But first of all, Now when we select it, what's the big difference?
Did you say go ahead and make the group or not?
Yeah, go ahead and make the group. Now, when we look at how it appears to us, how it highlights, what's the difference? Notice how it doesn't have a little dots on the faces? Just had like solid blue lines. So that's one way you can tell the group. It's solid blue. Okay? Now, if I double click on it, now I'm back inside, right? Now I'm back inside working with the all the individual parts. Okay? Right? Right. Okay. So, let's go ahead and make another shape. Let's make a cylinder this time, okay? And as we do this, we're doing a little review, all right? Reviewing some of these tools from part 1 of class last time, right? Okay? Now, I want to use the push-pull tool again and pull that puppy up. I want you to show you a cool trick. Can everybody look at my screen real quick for a second? I'm still holding my button down, pulling the cylinder up, but if I want it to be equidistant to this cube, the same height, if I pull my mouse over here before I let go, it'll match its height. Cool little trick. Yeah. Okay. Now, this guy we're going to do a little bit more to, okay? Let's do this. Let's get the cylinder back again. And where's this guy's midpoint? Let's see. It's going to be hard to find. I guess it doesn't have to be perfectly in the center, but if you can get it perfectly in the center, do so. But try to just put another circle in there in the middle. And let's pull that up. So we sort of got like a, I don't know, cake kind of looking thing. Kind of like a lathe or something.
My push-pull tool is no longer growing my object.
Hit space bar to get out of whatever you're doing. The keystone selector.
What are you pulling on, John?
Oh, it's working now.
Okay. Good. Oh, it's Vince. Hey, man. I wish I could hang out with him, but I'm sorry, class. Oh, I know, but it's okay. I like that guy, though. He used to be our security guard. He's really cool. He likes really good music, man. He was like going to see Steely Dan and stuff. Like, I was so jealous. Okay. Let's make this one a component. I want you to select it. If yours is a little different than mine, that's fine. Just throw a few parts on there. It's cool. Okay? And this time when you right-click on it, so you can right-click or you can go up to Edit to make a group or a component. This time, make component. Click that. Okay? And something a little different is going to happen. Right?
Did you get that box up?
John, it's really easy. If you watch me, right-click, make component, okay? Now, in this box, you have some options. You can name it, you can give it a description, you can glue it to something. This right here, always face camera. That's what she had going on with her. And even more stuff, all right? But let's just go ahead and call it cylinders or something. I don't care what you guys call it.
My right clicker don't work. My right click don't work.
I thought wasn't it working earlier?
I had to, when I was doing mine, I was grouped up with my whatever, so I had to click it, explode it, and then go in. You might have done that. My first first original rectangle, I was in a group with that as I added those cylinders.
Oh, how do you clear the group?
Just
Wait, did you group your
Exploded.
cylinders?
That's what
accidentally.
happened to mine.
They just
You
joined
you
in
had
with
grouped your cylinders?
It got into the group somehow.
into that original group. So just explode.
Oh yeah, you guys were still inside the group. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, my bad. My bad.
How do you ungroup it?
Right click on it and explode.
That's the right click won't work.
Just highlight the entire group. Of
Yeah,
everything.
highlight everything.
Wait a minute, the whole thing.
Just click on the whole blob. Click.
John, you also have to have your select tool.
Click.
Can you hear me? You need to have your tool pointing over an object, not out here in space, but like right on top of one of the objects. You need to right click and then you'll get a little menu up. Okay.
Try to click and drag the entire everything. Highlight across it. Yeah, big time. Go over everything. Bigger than that, just highlight the whole monster. Now, right click.
You just press this side.
No,
Are you guys doing okay back
This is
there?
the side of the mouse. It's yeah. Ignore those buttons. It's still left and right. Just pretend that there's buttons there.
Oh.
And so now you're gonna right click. Like that. See how I right click it? So just click on the right side of it. Yeah. Well, no, the whole thing is highlighted right now. So now you're gonna click that. Explode. Oh, wait.
Explode is grayed out. Maybe I should change
Maybe.
systems.
I think he's grouped in with Rosie too. Louis and he's stuck her in there. So he won't let him explode it for some reason. It's grayed out.
It's been grayed
All
out.
right, let me take a look then. We're only on page 2, y'all.
Don't worry. We're not sweating it. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you're inside the group. When you're inside the group, see this dotted lines here? These lines? Means you're like stuck inside there. Okay? Now, if you click outside, you're not stuck inside anymore.
Which button did you use to click?
Okay, just the left button only. So, left click one time, okay? 2 times you're in the group. It's like going inside a level, okay? If you click outside of that box, you're out that level, okay?
These are all left clicks.
All left clicks. Now, 1 left click on the group,
Right here.
gotta be right on that object. It's very important what the arrow is over. If you're over empty space, different things can happen. Okay? Good. Right click. Explode. Actually, explode it.
There is no explode.
Go up to edit. Oh, goodness. Click on it again. Okay, now go up to edit. No, edit up in the, yeah. And then, this is weird. Let's see. What's wrong?
That's my special touch.
What have you done, John? It'll be okay.
I bring out the worst in all software.
Yeah, you're good. It's okay. There it is. It's in here. Explode. It's not in its normal place because of
what?
whatever. I wasn't back here watching you.
Where did you find it? Where was it?
It was up here, and
Down in.
it's not there now.
It was down in a different menu. I think because you had multiple groups in there. But anyway, here's what I want you to do now. The cylinder is selected, so I need you to right click on it. And I need you to do make component. Give that puppy a name. We're going to practice this a little bit. Okay?
I like it because it draws the object in the menu over there. It's like a little mini thing.
Then are we going to edit component?
What we're going to do is we are going to make a copy of this. We're not going to edit the component. We're just going to have the component here for right now, okay? So let's copy it and paste it. So let's go up here to Edit, and then copy, and then edit, and then paste. And I just want you to set it. Oh, geez, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Wasn't watching what I was doing. Sorry. Okay. Hold on a second. Did you guys all get a good copy?
Where do you want us to dump it?
Just kind of right next to it, kind of to the side. You're good? All right, great. Now, here's the cool thing about a component, right? It'll save you countless hours. Anytime you're making something that's got like multiples of something, right? The cool thing is you don't necessarily have to be finished with it when you're making it. So think of like a wheel on a car or a bus or a truck even with like 15 wheels, right? What's something else that's got like a ton of the same repeating thing on it?
Keyboard.
Yeah.
Should have a-
Yeah. Because check this out, all right? So double click into one of them, right? Are you in there? So your screen should sort of look like mine. You should have like this line going around.
Double left
Right.
click?
Yeah.
Because when I double left click, nothing happens. Now it did. I guess it just wasn't picking it up.
Does it look like mine now?
Yeah.
Okay, notice when you start selecting things with the select tool that it's selecting the twin as well, the clone, right? Okay, so let's actually go ahead and add some stuff to this, shall we? Are you guys up for reviewing the follow me tool? This is going to be hard now. You guys ready? Maybe we shouldn't do that. I want to get to some other things. So let's just do this. Let's just add another tower. So let's do a cylinder and then push pull. Actually, you could push pull this part, the outside, like that. So now you made it like a, or do whatever. I mean, you could do that if you want. I'm cool with whatever. But notice that, look, it's changing every instance of this component. They're all in harmony with one another. It's kind of awesome. Save you a million years. A group does not do that. Okay? A group is just one at a time, right? Okay. Any questions so far?
Is he going to have the same name as the other one if we look at the name of it?
Yeah. See right here, component one, up here, and look at your components window. And look at this. Look what else you can do. Check it out, John. If you just come up here and click, and then come down here, you can make another one. It's like a, so it's, they got this figured out. It's like a piece. It's like a part. You know, like it, and you can just make tons of them like a factory. So anything that's repeated or reused or multiplied, this is a great tool. It's like a super copy and paste. But wait, there's more. Okay, so do you guys still have a rectangle? Or do you still have a cube? I mean, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Sorry. Okay, can you select just your cube?
How do you get out of what we just did?
Okay, that's a good question, because I think this might be what was getting you a little earlier. Make sure whenever you see the dotted lines and you want to move on to something different, a couple things you can do. You can just start clicking rapidly on what you want to go for, or you can click out into empty space somewhere to kind of reset, okay, with the select tool. So this is good stuff to keep in mind when we're getting complicated with, you know, groups and stuff. So if I click over here, I can go to this one, which is a group. Now you can make, mine was already a group. You can turn any group into a component if you want. And that's what I want you to do with the cube, because we're going to do a mirror operation with this one. But we got to go step by step just to make sure. There's a few steps you got to do. Okay? So first thing I want you to do is right-click, make component. Okay?
The lady keeps getting into mine. She's so close to the rectangle. She's become a part of it.
Make another rectangle. Make another one. Just go somewhere where you got a wide open pasture. Just lay down a rectangle on the ground and pull it up. Shouldn't take too long. Then select it and make that puppy a component. Boom. Are we good?
To make it a component, you left click,
Right click on it and then click make component.
and that's not an option. Right click menu does not have that on it.
Okay. Did you select the whole thing? Is it blue? Does it look like this? This is what you want it to look like. Little blue dots all over everything.
Okay.
Got it?
I'm not sure about that other side.
Because this is kind of taking us back to 1+1 stuff here. You got it?
Give it a name.
If you want. You don't have to, but... Are we good? All right. Now let's do this. Are you ready? You can pull out another copy of it, please. And I want you to set it right beside it. If you can't, try to line it up like I did. Okay? Are you following with us here, David? Because you'll. This is valuable for you.
Yeah, for some reason my boxes are going over there. Can I touch before I drag the box out?
I wouldn't completely touch them.
Oh, here, wait. Now that worked. Click near where you want it to go and then drag your box out.
That's a good idea. It'll line it up. Yeah. If you need help, John, let me know. But you just need to get it kind of close.
I think my original one is too close to the cylinder.
Well, I suggest you kind of move it a little
Oh, no,
further.
it's not. Okay, I just changed perspective.
Okay. Okay. So have you got them kind of next to each other?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn one of them, the newer one, inside out. We're going to flip it. There's a couple ways to do it. I'm going to show you, I think, the most surefire way of doing that. Okay? Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. I want you to go to the scale tool, which is kind of down 2 and 1 to the left of the extruder, the push-pull tool. Got it? You find it? And then you see all the little green squares? All right. Now, there's a specific one I want you to pull it from. This one right here. The one in the middle on the side. Okay? Now, if you wouldn't mind, watch me before you do this. Okay? And let me shine the laser on something. Can you see this little area right here, John? This is an important spot. Can you see what it... Well, you're going to have to take a look. Can you see my dancing laser?
Down at the bottom measurements.
Bottom right corner?
No.
Bottom right corner?
All right.
You see that? You're going to want to look here when we pull this, and we want to make sure that it says -1 because we're going to make a reflection. Okay? So watch me. I pull it, and it will snap to -1 there. See how it says -1? I'm I mean, I know it's really small. It went inside the other one. That's okay. Don't worry about that. We're going to move it over. So I'm going to go to my move tool, and I'm going to slide it over, and then I'm going to grab that corner, and I'm going to line it up perfect.
You want us to do that?
I want you guys to do that. You can totally do this. You got this, man. You want me to do it again? Let me do it again with you. Okay? You ready?
Which tool do you use to do it?
Okay. The first tool you use is the scale tool.
I've got that.
So you got all the green boxes?
Yeah.
All right. Then you want to start by clicking on this one. See where I am?
Is that a left click?
Yeah. Definitely. Are you ready?
When I get to -1, mine is not inside that other one because they were further apart than yours.
That's called physics.
They're not related to each other. You just want the box to be flipped opposite of itself. It'll disappear and start again and grow. You got it, right?
Yep. Now, are you ready to move it a little bit? I need to move mine. You don't have to move yours, but what you might do is grab one by the corner and just touch it to the other one's corner. It'll snap right next to it. You kind of want them side by side because what we're going to do next is mirroring, right? Say we want to make a barn. I like barns. Barnes and Noble. What do you guys think? Barn? No?
Get some espresso.
Now, John, here's the fun part. You can do anything you want on either side, as I'm going to show you. Okay? Right? You can do anything you want on either side. It's going to copy a mirror image of it over here. Okay? So, maybe watch me real quick. Now, if I just start making stuff, this is very important. I think everyone needs to look at my screen. Look at my screen. Okay. Now, if I do this, it's not mirroring. Why is it not mirroring? Well, because I'm not inside the component. It's all about being in the component. Notice how I'm not in the component when I did that. Now, I'm in the component now. Do you see the difference? Looks different, right? Now, go in here. Boom. Boom. Okay? Yeah, it's gonna copy it. Think about how much easier this makes anything that's symmetric.
Now, to get into the component, you just draw.
Double click. Double click with the selection tool. Double click into it. Click right on the object.
With the left click?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely the left click. The left click is always going to be your main button. The right click is just sort of to bring up options.
And then how did you put that extra box in there? Just a rectangle tool?
Rectangle tool and push pull. Although you can do whatever you want. You know?
That's okay. Yours looks like air conditioning units. On top of it.
Okay. All right. So this is fun. I like doing these kind of things with it. Did I show you guys some of my inventions, like the airplanes and stuff?
Yes, you showed us the wing.
Yeah, like this is handy because you only have to make one wing and it's on both sides, you know? Like, it's great.
And then you split that down the middle and put the airplane?
Well, yeah, you could put the fuselage in before or after, really. Oh yeah, this is kind of what I wanted to do. Let's see. So now it's like an. What do you think this? You know what this is now?
Looks like a battleship.
The ironclad is what I was thinking, right? Like the Monitor and the Merrimack. All right. Anyway.
That thing sank, didn't it?
Who?
Didn't the ironclad sink?
Yes.
You picked a bad.
You picked a bad material, man.
No, yeah, it sank in a storm. No, you know what happened to him?
It got
I know-
blown, cannonballs.
I know, no, they had a fight all day, and they just damaged each other, but didn't sink either. I mean, like, people died, they hit each other multiple times, busted a bunch of holes in, but didn't sink them. And then, one of them was moving from somewhere to somewhere else, and it was out on the high seas, and it sank because of the waves. And then I think the Confederate one, which was the Merrimack, they scuttled it so it wouldn't get captured. They destroyed it. Yeah, they destroyed it themselves, I think. Okay, but I'm not certain. But I think that's what happened. I've always been fascinated by the ironclads. They're kind of neat. They're pretty wild. Proto battleships. Well, think about it, they're fighting old sailing, like big masted sailing, master and commander type thing. So it's like a sci-fi, It was like from the future. Okay, anyway, components, mirroring. Okay, pretty cool. It's going to get a little harder from here. So put your thinking caps on. Okay. You can have groups within groups, right? So I want you guys to kind of understand that. Right? All right, so all you do, just treat these like any other part, round them up, right-click them, and then you can make that a component or you can make it a group. Now, this is probably something you'd want to make a group, not a component. Just be strategic about it, right? Now, check this out. I want you guys to watch. Like, all right, if I want to edit one of these individually, the first, I have to
Group instead of component?
Yeah, go ahead and make it a group.
And what reason do we want to do that instead of the other?
Well, because the idea of it being a component is that it's this little cylinder thing. If the three cylinders next to each other was a component, it's kind of getting redundant. But really, the idea, what I'm trying to show you, is that you've got multiple tiers of hierarchy, okay? Think of it here's an analogy for you, John. File folders, right? Each little piece in here is a file, and each group or component is a folder. So that's the first folder. Double click. These are the folders that are inside the first folder. Double click. These are the files that are inside the folder that's inside the folder. Does that make sense? And you can go as deep as you want, man. You can go crazy with it. I've gone at least 20 layers before it gets nuts. And sometimes to like edit something, you're like just double clicking and double clicking forever. But grouping will save your life. Promise you. Another reason you might want to group, and you guys don't necessarily have to do this if you don't want, but you can kind of watch me. You definitely want to watch me. All right, make a copy of that. All right, now when you have something grouped, okay, it kind of keeps all its pieces separate, so it's not going to like infect the other one, right? Let me show you what I mean. All right, let's see. Let's see here. I need to explode it. So here's an example of these two boxes that are grouped and these two boxes that are not grouped. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this box that is grouped, and I'm going to like literally put it inside of the other box. See that? Now, what's interesting here, notice that there's no edge where they're overlapping yet, but there will be. Oh, there will be. Just wait. Now, we'll come back to that. But the good thing is, if I want to move them off or I want to move them anywhere, notice how they're not interacting with each other, right? It's like Ghost Dad. He's going right through the wall. Nothing's happening, right? Okay? If I go over here to these that aren't grouped and do that, okay? At first, okay, yeah, things look good, right? But if you ever line up any of the edges, right? So let's say we just wanted to move it like right here. Oh, come on, dude. Sorry, I apologize for that. Say we just wanted to like pop it. Damn.
They're not grouped or whatever.
These are not grouped. Okay, now look. See how it's touching? Now, look what happens when I see how they've infected one another, right? Which you may not want. Okay? They've infected one another. So anytime the edges touch.
Well, one thing to make note of,
Yeah.
I just saw was that hollowness. Are you going to go into that?
Hollowness, yes. You don't want that.
Screwing it up when I was trying to print.
See how it look? All I did was touch the two corners, and when I move one of them, it takes the other one with it. It's like they're glued together. The minute those things touch, man, they're like molecules. They bond, right? If you don't want them to bond, keep them separate groups, and then you can go in there anytime. Ooh, it can go anywhere. It doesn't infect anything, okay? And that brings me back to hollows. Basically, you just don't want them on anything you're going to print.
But what makes it? It's like when you stretch it, it starts out straight, but then when you, like you said, infect them with each other, then all of a sudden you start dragging stuff, and then all of a sudden like I noticed with that lighter, I had to do a separate base. Probably what you're doing right now. So I had to do a separate base.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not extrude. Like
yeah.
I couldn't. The art would mess with it.
Good save. Like, I don't really care, man.
Oh, no, videotaping stuff's great, man. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
Spread the love.
Yeah, man. I want it for YouTube and stuff. Okay. I want you guys to try to mimic this setup. If you can. Because I don't think it may not register fully if you don't actually get to do it yourself.
So just make two component cubes and overlap them?
Yes. Make two component cubes and definitely overlap them. Get them like this. Get them like all up inside one another like that. We got that part done?
So make it a component or a group?
No. Don't do any more grouping. You just want two grouped objects, one atop another.
We group the rectangle.
The individual rectangles are grouped. Yes. If you need help, let me know. I will help you. I will help you, Jake Sully. Do you guys like Avatar? No? The blue people? No?
Yeah.
James Cameron said in all the sequels, they're all going to have Stephen Lang as the bad guy.
Oh, they're actually looking at sequels.
4 of them. All right. All right. All right. La, 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 la. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. So when you got them overlapping, there's some magical stuff that you can do. It's pretty crazy. Yep. Okay. This is a really cool way to do some really cool stuff. It's amazing. Is everybody set up? Because I'm going to move on unless you say, you need to stop me now.
For some reason, both of my cubes are in a component. Or both my whatever they are.
You said we want these to be groups.
Okay, you want the individuals to be groups, but you do not want both of them in a group.
If they're both in the group, how do you get them out of the group?
Well, it's going to be tough, John. I don't know. Probably have to start over.
So make them separate. Okay, so I'll start over. I'm copying the group, so I need to make a brand new rectangle. Probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, we're going to need to kind of get through this and then make the keychain and then start printing it. So
Yeah, let's go.
okay, it's pretty simple what we need to do. Okay, you got a group here. You got one square as a group. You got one cube as a group. You got another cube that's a group. You need to move one inside the other, like so. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Shouldn't be too hard. We're just working with the same things we've been doing. Nothing new. Till this next step. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move on, but while I do so, you're going to have to watch.
Is this going to become the keychain?
No.
That's good.
Okay.
Because
I
mine
have
don't
them.
look nothing.
You have them on top of one another?
Yeah.
Okay, check this out. Select everything. Okay. Right click.
How do you select everything?
This.
Mine's got complicated structure next to it.
Well, get you a good angle.
I closed Sketchup just now and just started over with 2 brand new rectangles.
There you go. Yeah.
Just close the whole thing and just start over and draw 2 rectangles and explode them. Bam, bam, bam. 2 seconds through that.
All right.
Mine picked one group when I did that, but not the one that was attached to it.
Okay.
Suspended in the air.
All right. So I've got it all selected. Then I need to right click. Then I go down here to Intersect Faces with Selection. And then I want you to watch what happens when I click it, and then you can do it. Look now.
So you said they're glued together now?
Kind of. They're not. Yeah, I mean, they have formed. They have formed edges at all of the junctions. So look inside here.
How'd you do that again? You right?
So let me explode it. So I'm gonna right click and then let's see.
Lisa Ann has got her half of her body is stuck inside one of my cubes. She's like walking halfway through.
Just restart, delete her, and then do 2 rectangles.
So if I explode these, you'll kind of see what's going on here. Okay, check it, check it out.
What is the purpose of exploding?
It ungroups things.
Do you want to subgroup them now?
How did
If you've,
did you delete it just then?
yeah, here's what I'm trying to show you. You can use one shape to kind of make another shape, okay? And this is a very simple version of that, but you could kind of imagine how that would be more complex. So, check it out. Made that because that is the place it was resting, and then all of these edges were created where they were overlapping.
So the other way would just be too jacked up and weird for a day.
No, okay, in this case,
There is another way.
in this case, it wouldn't be that hard to do this, but if it's a really complicated shape and you want to make sure it fits perfectly onto another really complicated shape, this is kind of a good way to do it. Because all I have to do is make another one of these that doesn't have this on there, and it would fit right in there, you know what I mean? Right? Does that make sense? Grab this. Oh. Sorry. Grab this dude. Check it out. Look, he fits right in there. So if I needed things to fit and line up, it's going to be kind of hard to get it right on that area, but it's doable. It's going to be hard, but it can be done. Something like this, you might have to do X-ray, LZ X-ray. Oop, oop, oop. Cool, right? Cool in school. Do you see how that worked?
Yep.
See how that shape made and how we deleted part of it? That's what we're going to do on the keychain, okay? So let's actually move to that so we can actually print these puppies. All right? Everybody ready? All right. All right. So, let us do this. I want you to make a rectangle. Actually, okay, no, here's what I want to do.
Can we clear this? John?
Yeah, yep, you read my mind, John. That's smart. Yep. Let's go to File, New, okay. All right. I want you to zoom in on her foot. Okay. We're going to come down here because something that's very important to remember when you're printing is you want to scale it properly from the get-go. Save you some time. Save you some hassle. Okay. Does that make sense? Okay.
I got my millimeters and centimeters messed up the other day.
Yeah. Because you'd have to scale it anyway once you got it in the printer. So I would prefer to do it here. So we're going to actually build this to scale, guys. So how are we doing on getting zoomed in on her foot?
Not too well.
All right.
She looks like she's flat on the sidewalk.
It really doesn't matter what she looks like as long as you're in close to her foot like this.
But in the face perspective. How do I make her move up?
You don't need to make her move.
Yes, I do.
No,
I
you
can't
don't.
see her foot.
You need to move your camera. Don't move her. Move your camera.
How do I do that?
Well, the 3 tools we've been using the whole time. You got the orbit tool, the zoom tool, and the pan tool. Remember them?
How big of a foot do we want?
How about like this? Something kind of like that is good.
What is that supposed to be for the neck size of the dog or what? Per ankle.
I don't know what you're asking. What?
I don't know what you're doing. So
He's gonna do a square in a second.
Have you got it zoomed in like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
maybe not as big.
I want you to make a rectangle kind of about like, hey, kind of about like that. Boom. Okay. And we want to make this to scale. Remember how we do that?
Type it in.
Yeah, well, you can. You can. So check it out. Check it out. If I hold shift down and I select both these lines, hold shift down, select both the lines. Here we go. Hold shift down. Okay? And then I come down here. Right? Nah, I might have to do them one at a time. Crap. Hey, it won't let me do any of them.
Hold shift down, select which
But
two
you have to
lines.
punch it in right after you draw it. Like draw the rectangle and punch it in immediately.
I think you do. So draw the rectangle, and then we want 3 quotes, 1 quote. Enter.
What are you?
I don't think that worked.
Comma 1.
Oh, good, good. So you need to be teaching the class, David.
I learned it from making the lighter. I was over there trying to learn. But you taught me that.
It ain't. Yeah, it's not as good as like CAD. Okay, so 3
Practice.
comma 1 and execute. Oh, good, worked.
Drag your rectangle, and before you do anything else, type in 3 comma.
I had my height and my
Type
width.
it in where? In the white.
Just type it in. Just type in the numbers. Don't even worry about where. Just draw your rectangle, then immediately type it in 3 comma 1.
Well,
It won't be anywhere.
I
Just be
don't
in.
click or nothing.
Nope.
No, I know it doesn't feel right, but
Okay.
he's right.
Drag it and then just type it 3 comma 1. And then we'll change it.
And then press enter.
Uh,
Mine didn't do nothing.
Go ahead. Ooh.
Right there.
Yep. Okay, now immediately go down here. Click in there. Erase all that. Okay. 3 quotes. Quote, because that's inches, comma, space, 1 quotes.
Enter.
There you go. See how it changed?
Is it going to be 3 inches? About what? About
1.
It's flat.
This one is no. It's we haven't got that. We're getting there. We're getting there.
3 inches. I'm trying to think in terms of my dog tag.
Right.
So I'll put this on my dog.
Check it out. Zoom in on it. Zoom in on it now, because you're way far away, brother. Aim right at the thing. Right. Put your cursor right on the. When you zoom. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's it.
What do we need her foot? Oh, we got a foot.
Check this out, man. Well, because I wanted to make it. I wanted to show the scale, but we don't need the scale anymore because we got it the right size. So how about this? Select her, delete her, and zoom in on your keychain. From now on, we're going to be working close to it like this. Now, we can probably just eyeball this part. You feel me? Probably just pull that up like hey. Okay.
Is that how thick it's gonna be?
Yeah.
And we're gonna be able to have time to print this?
That is up to you, John.
Will it be closed at 8?
I do. They're not that big. I think we'll have time. Okay. Now, has everybody got this? It's kind of like a granola bar or something, right? All right. Now, I want you to, we're going to bust out a new tool here. Now, follow every step that I do precisely, please. Click on the 3D text tool, which is like this A down here. And it's going to pop up a menu. Okay. And inside that menu, okay, I want you to do a few things. Okay. First thing is, you watching? Go ahead and put your name in.
Put the name of my dog.
Put in whatever name you want on there. Okay.
And then
Okay. Don't do anything yet. Don't click unless I say so, please. I want you to click on this fonts right here. Click on that.
where is it?
It's right where I'm pointing on the screen. Do you see it?
Click fonts.
Yes. Now,
Okay.
do you see the window that it opened up?
Yeah.
All right. Inside that window, you can pick a font, but inside that window, see where it says height down there?
Yes.
Type in 0.5 quotes, half an inch.
No bigger.
Believe me. It'll be too big for the keychain. It's got to fit on there.
All right. How do we get it to go?
All right. Now, click back on Place 3D Text window.
Click back on.
Yeah, we got to do something else. You ready?
Are we gonna pick the font?
You just had that chance.
I'm still taking a chance. Okay, I got my font.
Now, what does it say down here under height?
Under height, this is, oh, there it is, 1/2 inch.
Okay, good. Okay, now in this window, see where it says extruded? Do you see the word extruded?
Yep, it's got a check mark.
All right, I want you to change that to 0.25 quotes.
See
Point,
how deep it's gonna carve it?
yep, 0.25 quotes.
You always gotta put the quotes, don't you?
You do. And then once you're done with that, click place in the lower right corner. And you got your text.
Oh, mine's too big to fit, dude.
Well, you must have done something funky.
You know, I have a lot of text. I've got her name and my phone number.
Well,
She gets lost. It's a dog tag, dude.
John, you gotta
Put your
follow
phone number, they'll
instructions,
figure it out.
man.
How do I go back to the box? How do I clear this out?
You're gonna have to start over, John.
No.
Yeah,
I'll just go Command Z.
you could do that too. That's essentially the same thing as starting over.
And then I forgot how you get the fonts up there. Edit.
Mm. Yeah. You're gonna have to you could scale it, John. I don't know how much room did you have to play with.
Oh, I mean, it was twice, at least 2 to 3 times as big as the thing.
See, you're gonna need 2 lines, but again, you're making it real complicated. So if we want to print this,
But why can't I just make the font smaller?
you can. You can. It's all based on height. So you're gonna have to go smaller than 0.5. You're gonna have to go 0.25. I think.
Then nobody will be able to read it.
This is just an example, you know.
I mean, it's not that great.
It doesn't have to be perfect,
I mean, it's either going to work or not.
It doesn't need to be. If you want to do a better one later, we could do that.
It won't take my height now.
All right. Let's get you set up here.
It takes a 1/4 inch, but I just don't think that's big enough. Why can't I just go 1/2 inch?
This is a little thin. Like that's got great. I think you need to thicken that up a little bit more.
How can you do that?
Cancel. Cancel. Okay. Now. Yes. Not quite that thick. Yeah, one more down. There you go. That's good.
I mean, if it's a half.
Hold on. Yeah, half might be as small as you can go. I've never really. No, you can go smaller. Hold on. Go back to the left.
I don't want to go smaller. Because nobody will be able to read it, right?
I don't know. I mean, I thought you did because you wanted to fit everything on there.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to put her name on it yet. Good idea. Just a phone number.
Don't forget the quotes. Well, I think a half would fit.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, then I'll try that. Because, you know, if it's too tiny, nobody can read it.
All right. And place. Don't worry. Don't freak out.
How do I scale it?
The scale tool. So click first.
Right here?
Well, first thing you need to do is get it up. So yeah, move it over there. Move it over there. Click. Right where you are. Alright, now
I don't think there's
I want you to click on the bottom of any of the numbers. The very bottom. Yes.
right here.
Yes. It's the bottom, right? Now drag that up on top of the rectangle. And click. No, not quite to the edge. You don't want to do it to the edge. Move it to the right. Go to the right. There you go. Good. 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 Now go to the scale tool. It's that one. Very good. Very good. Nope, nope, nope. Yep, yep, yep. Perfect. Also, I would shorten it a little bit. So to do that, let go. And then the middle one, yes. Very good. Down. Yeah. You're perfect.
Now, how do we move it to the center?
Move tool. Back to the move tool.
Is that going to be enough room to put holes? Or a hole?
Here. Check this out.
He said they go.
Check this out, man. Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
There you go.
I think I might better have a hole like right there instead of at the edge. Yeah. You see, it's a dog, and if it's dangling down too long, she'll try to chew it.
So
Is it too wide? No, that's fine.
wait,
Except maybe
when you
move
want the
that.
hole at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just gonna move that down. Make that more center.
Well, we're getting picky here. All right,
Oh, I don't want it.
I need you to make the circle right here.
Over the 7. Right here. Just anywhere.
You want the no, way too small. Don't keep clicking. You need to undo that. Once you get up near the line. No. You had a good starting spot, but when you pull it, I want you the edge of the circle to be near the top. Way too small. You're going over your numbers. How about start?
Right here.
No. Start right in between the numbers and the edge. Yeah.
Which way do I drag?
Up. And keep going. Keep it going.
That's gonna be too.
That's perfect.
No, I want it a little smaller.
It's your world, man. It'll be fine, but
I mean, if it's plastic,
you gonna be able to get your chain in there?
well, I've got tools to drill if I need to.
Fair enough. Okay, now I need you to tilt.
How do I get?
I need you to tilt your viewpoint a little bit. Nope.
Which way?
But I need you to zoom back in. Not that far. Good.
What am I trying to do?
I'm gonna show you. We're finally at that step, so I'm gonna show you. Okay, ready? So I'm making my circle like that. Okay. I want you to select the inner circle. I want you to take the push-pull tool. And I want you to go straight down like that.
Straight down till we see it.
Straight down till you see this gray cylinder down there.
I wish I would need to do that.
Can you do that? Have you got that?
Yeah.
You have? Good. All right, we're ready for our next step. Get rid of all that. Okay, here's what I need you to do. Are you ready? Select tool, select everything. Right click on it. Explode. Okay, are we good so far?
Explode, yeah.
Okay, now select it all again. Right click. Intersect faces with selection.
Didn't you just delete your?
Excuse me?
Didn't you need to delete that thing sticking up?
After I intersect faces?
Oh, so I messed up by not doing that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you can get rid of this part, but the important part, yeah, you might have gone too far because you may not have this, which is important.
I have a circle inside. You mean a face inside the circle?
On the bottom, you've got a circle?
No, let's go. There's nothing there.
You need that.
Oh, you need that?
Yeah. That's why I did it in a certain order.
Oh, yeah, mine looks just like yours.
Mm-hmm.
So what next?
Well, we're waiting on Dave.
Is there a way to go back and change the font?
Oh, Lord,
We
no.
gotta wait that long.
That is way...
I don't like that font.
Yeah, wait that
John, buddy.
long.
come on now.
I mean, I'm just gonna keep it. I don't always make a note if it's that important.
Okay, so I got it. I caught up.
All right. Now,
Wait, with mom.
I'm going to end at 8 because it's been a long day. So I'm sorry, guys. I'll finish printing them and you can come pick them up sometime. I'm ending at 8. Okay. Now, select it all. Did you do your intersect faces with model? Okay, good. Now, here's what you do. Come down to the underneath it like this. Come down underground, looking at the back of the thing. With the select tool, delete that, delete that, delete that, and then
Click the bottom, delete it, click the cylinder, delete it.
right,
Click the hole and delete it.
right. You should have a little hole in there now.
Yeah, but I've got a strange circle at the end where the other thing used to be.
You need to delete that.
I don't know how to delete it.
I don't know how you could not know
I got
how to.
it.
Okay.
I told you I can debug anything.
You need to have confidence, John. You can do this. Okay, next. We got to keep going. Sorry. Click on this bottom part. You with me? Right click on that and click hide. It's the third one down. Can you do that? Do you see something kind of like this?
Yep.
All right. Now, the fact that these letters are separate, see above here, that's a separate object than in here, is not good. The printer does not like that. It likes one volume, one solid piece. So we need to delete all these pieces very carefully.
What are you deleting?
I'm deleting the bottoms of those letters.
I mean, I'm not seeing that on mine. I don't have. You're deleting the underside of the letter.
Yeah.
So you just click on that and just press delete.
Yes.
Sure does look weird. Come look at my first one and see if I did it right.
Swivel your monitor around. Carefully.
Yeah, because it don't look like yours.
What is going on with yours?